Yo, what's up, Gunners around the world? Good morning to you, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us live from around the world. It's Regional 7 and it's the Arsenal Roundup. We are very, very happy to see you again on this channel, and you are the real legends of this channel, VIPs. You are. Thank you very much for coming on to this video, and we are so very, very delighted also to welcome the good news and big news we have to give to you today in terms of the latest happening in the world of Arsenal, and you bet don't want to miss that. So let's get right into today's video. So in today's video, we have the likes of Mohamed and Neni now back in training. Don't forget he has been injured since last year and has been out for injury, but now he's back in Arsenal training, and now we have him on the training for Arsenal. All right, so Mohamed Enani is back in Arsenal training, and is, as you can see him there alongside likes of Jorginho and Cedric Suarez. They're all in the Arsenal training. They're back in the Arsenal training. That's a report by Eduardo. Is a very, very reliable Arsenal journalist. Mohamed Eneni is back in the Arsenal training. Cedric Suarez, you can see him alongside, posted beside him, and they are all happy to be back in training. Don't forget, players recently went on international break, and of course, some are already getting back, and we are not seeing the likes of Eleni back. Is good things to see because definitely we didn't sign extra midfielder before the transfer window ended, and to have Mohamed Eleni back is only a plus, a good thing because it will add to our squad depth and also help our team overall. So Mohamed Eleni is back in the Arsenal training. So what other top news do we have again for you in terms of Arsenal? Then Mikel Arteta also is there back to work, working with a smile. Of course, that's a post by Arsenal. Mikel Arteta, our manager, is back and for good. Don't forget, he is our manager since December 2019. He joined us from Manchester City, where he was assistant coach to Pep Guardiola, the treble-winning manager last season. Another player that is back to training again is Jacob Kiwo, and it's obviously that this player wants to play for Arsenal. He is already back. He was also on international duty with Poland, but now he's back to business with Arsenal. And here we can see him also back in training. So it's good to have a lot of our players back because definitely it will help in preparation for our next game against Everton. Don't forget, we have to play Everton very, very soon. And Everton, of course, they've proven to us several times that they are not one to put in, you know, walk over because they also possess some qualities. Honestly, they're under a new manager, not Asalante anymore, not Frank Lampard. Now they have Sindunch and Sundich has been a manager of Premier League for a while now. Sondage has been a Premier League manager, of course, for a couple of while now, and he's been, gathering experiences on different ways of playing in the Premier League. So, of course, it's not going to be an easy game, but we just hope that we are able to put in our best, bring our A game, and also we are able to put in our best because it's not going to be easy, definitely, because playing against an experienced Premier League side, not Luton that were just recently promoted from Championship. We are playing against Everton, and Everton are not a, a side that is you can just walk over anyhow. So especially when it comes to playing against Arsenal, though we know they've reduced in quality a bit because definitely they have uh less players now in terms of quality. We have Alex Iwobi who left for Fulham on the deadline day of the transfer window. So definitely they have a reduction in quality, but at the same time they have an experienced manager in Sondage and also some other top quality players that they still possess in their arsenal. So it's not gonna be an easy game. But what's your prediction for that game? Players are already back in training. We just showed it now. The Bakinwell, Jorginho is also back. He didn't go for the international break because it was not called up by Italy. But you will have the likes of Mohamed Elneny coming back from injury, and definitely that means we need to watch it in terms of our team news. So our team news is very, very nice because we don't have much injuries to report, but at the same time we need to have accurate preparation for this particular game. So Arsenal are having Champions League also to play. Don't forget, we are back in the Champions League. For how many seasons now we've been watching Premier League and other domestic cups, but our team is not bound. I'm Bayer. I'm back in the Champions League. It's better we're in Champions League. That's where we deserve to be, Gunners. So, but what's the squad that has been released officially for our Champions League back entry? We are back in the Champions League. So, what's the squad that has been released for our Champions League? So, we have the squad there. So, okay. So, this is the squad that has been released for the Champions League. And we have for our goalkeeper, we have Ramsdale, as you can see, Ramsdale, and David Raya, James Ilson is also a goalkeeper. So we have three goalkeepers. Don't forget, Otto Okonkwo has gone out on loan again this summer transfer window. So we have James Ilson, our under 23 goalkeeper, as the third goalkeeper in line to feature for us. Then we have Cedric. Then surprise is inclusion is Leno Sosa. Cedric also was mooted to be a player that is of course going to leave, but now is staying. So we have Cedric, we have Nusa, we have Takeru Tomiyasu, we have Alexander Sichenko, then Ben White. We also have Gabriel, our defender Gabriel Magales, then Jacob Kinwell, who I just showed you now is already back in Arsenal training. That's very, very professional of him. Then we have William Saliba, Mohamed El Nenin is also back in training. We just told you right now, and also Jorginho, the veteran Italian, also in our midfield. So Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, no surprise inclusion. They are, of course, arguably our best central midfielders, and Martin Odegaard, our skipper, captain, and also our um top attacking midfielder, also can play on the right wing too. We also have Kai Havertz. We'll be going into that later about the discussions and rumors about him that we want to talk to you about. And we have Fabio Vieira, of course. He is now coming back to his best that we saw from him at Sporting Lisbon, where he was sorry Porto. Sorry, my mistake. FC Porto rather. FC Porto, where he was playing in the Portuguese league. So we begin to see him more, of course, in cup competitions like Champions League, and of course, he is not a surprise inclusion. So we also have a Smith Rowe, who was linked to a Premier League transfer to Premier League side Chelsea, a deadline day move, but of course, it was no surprise that it didn't materialize because Arsenal don't want to sell to direct rival. And we also have a man who was in top form in our preseason, and also he's still in top form. But of course, he's the one we're talking about right now. His name is Leandro Trossard. He scored for Belgium, and also he has been in a brilliant form so far. We also have Bukayo Saka. Of course, Bukayo Saka is no surprise inclusion. Is arguably our best right winger. Gabriel Martinelli, of course, a top confident winger on our left wing, and Reece Nelson. Wow, the super sub always turning up anytime he comes in into a game. Whenever he's gonna upon to play, he comes in and brings in his A game. Eden Ketia and Gabriel Jesus, of course, our two strikers that were included. So, guys, it's no surprise that we are having these players. Definitely, we are having them for good. So we have these players now. They are the ones that have been officially confirmed. In case we missed it, it has been officially submitted to the Champions League, UEFA Champions League. So it's now official. These players are going to represent us in the Champions League we are getting back into. So let's just see how it goes. But definitely, there is some agreement that is going to really be a very, very nice one because definitely these teams are ready to put in their best in terms of um players for the competition. But definitely there is no room or margin for error. So I'm happy with the squad as it has put out. But in terms of you, are you very delighted about the squad, and are you okay with it? Comment down below in the comment section. All right. So what about let us Arsenal stories we have for you today. We also have some other stories about Arsenal that we want to give to you today. All right. So more training pictures that is currently from Arsenal. Let's give you more training pictures that you might want to see. So they have more training pictures for Arsenal. Okay, okay, guys. You can see the latest training pictures that we have for you. Emi Smith Rowe, Fabio Vieira, and also Miguel Aziz, also back in training. And we also have the likes of Ruiz Nelson and Cedric. As you can see them, they are training for that important game against Everton. And it's things you love to see. It's a very, very important game. Emi Smith Rowe, don't forget, he was linked to a move to Chelsea, but he decided to stay, and we are so happy at Arsenal to see our man staying at the club. So definitely, it's a very, very, very nice thing that we are having these top players also back in training to up our preparation, of course, as we look to play in the Premier League again after the international break, which just ended. So definitely, let's just look forward to that game. Of course, let's look forward to the game. Um, it's very, very, very all important for us to continue the resumption of the Premier League campaign in a good fashion as we hope to challenge Manchester City again this summer for um, the best trophy in the world, which is the English Premier League. It's the best. Believe me, the feeling is superb. Okay, right. I mean the best league in the world. Okay, let's put it that way. The best league in the world is the Premier League. Of course, it's the best title you can win. So let's just look forward to that. Let's see if Arsenal can win that. Okay. All right. But there's one top story we want to talk about today, and it's about a player that's been linked with Arsenal. It's surprising though, probably not too surprising because maybe Arsenal were making internal moves for him that we don't know about, and it's a player from Sporting Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon, highly rated defender. His name is Romeo. So we can expect to see a lot of movement or activities around that deal. So we can expect to see a lot of movement or activities around that deal. So let's see what's going to happen because we are told today that Arsenal actually making moves for the player, and the player could be joining the club, but it's on early stage, of course. So let's just see what's going to happen. Um, okay, so the player in demand here, his name is Osman Dembele. I already told you, Osman Diomande, rather. I'm so sorry. I'm having some difficulty with So it says Osman demanded to Arsenal transfer test, bid rejected, price tag revealed, and Ateta still scouting. So of course, Arsenal want to add more defenders to the defenders who currently have at the club, and that's why Ateta is looking at the player and to see if there could be a deal there for the player. So nothing's done yet, but the interest is of course there for from Arsenal. Fabrizio Romano himself has even confirmed it that the player is a target for Arsenal. So let's see how that develops. But there's nothing too concrete at the moment. But the interest is very, very, very strong. Very, very strong. So let's just see how that goes in terms of the player joining Arsenal. I want to show you something in terms of the player. The player itself wants to join, but I don't know. I want to. All right, another story today is that Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool will compete to sign Club Brugge 18 years old Norwegian player Antonio Nusa. Yeah, don't forget, he was heavily linked with a Chelsea move, but the player himself says he doesn't want to force in a move to that place because he expects the right one to come for him. That he's not going to force anything and wait for his time. So Antonio Nusa is a player that could be joining either of Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, but the interest is there. Arsenal are monitoring the situation and are also interested in bringing the player to the Emirates. So don't forget, Arsenal will receive 3 million for Nicolas Pepe's permanent transfer to Trabzonspor. Nicolas Pepe is one player I really, really love, and it's not a good thing that we virtually saw the end of him at Arsenal. It was pretty surprising, though, at least to an extent, to have him, leaving the club for nothing. Probably just a fair price of £3 million just to serve as a compensation to Arsenal. And of course, is a player that we expected more from, a lot more from, and it's probably not the best to see him just live that way. A very very top winger, very 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 good, and seeing him live that way, the way the Amana left the club, on loan, and now his contract has been terminated. A player that we had high expectations for when he was to sign for Arsenal because everybody was looking at this player as okay, yeah, we've gotten a player for ourselves, and let's see if he's going to develop to be one of the hottest wingers in Europe. His first games at Arsenal against Liverpool and against other clubs that were played early, he was showing some signs of a player that could, you know, prove himself. But in the long run, he was unable to do that, and it's quite unfortunate that the player that we thought is gonna like give us what we need in terms of the threat from the wing and all, he was unable to give it. Was unable to give that to us, and now Arsenal has let him go on a free transfer. So it's highly unfortunate that Nicolas Pepe is leaving the club, but we can just hope to see um, how his career pans out at Trabzonspor in the Turkish Super League. But of course, we are telling right now that Nicolas Pepe is now a Trabzonspor player in the Turkish league. Is no longer an Arsenal player, but we wish him the best of luck in terms of his future. So we purchased him for £72 million. He left for next to nothing, and of course, probably just 3 million as a compensation for our contribution to his development, I guess. So that's just it. So another player that left Arsenal again, I was not happy about this particular player because I saw him as one player that could develop into something, and it is Marcelo Flores, the Mexican, left Arsenal and he left to Tigres. Well, he said to one of the, according to him, he posted a story as a welfare message on his Instagram that to one of the best teams in Europe and the best team in the Premier League. Whoa, I'm so happy he called Arsenal the best team in Premier League. So he said, "Thank you. I wish you all the very best, and know that this club will always have a special place in my heart." So Marcelo Flores is saying that, okay, look, I know, right? I'm leaving this club, but he just put in a quick chip there that Arsenal is the best team in the league. I'm so happy a player can say this. It's things you love to hear as an Arsenal fan. So, well, let's just hope best for the player himself, and let's see what will happen in as per his future, and his career in football. But we wish him the best of luck. He was one wonder kid that never made it to the high stage of the first team. But let's see if he will develop, and of course the door is open for him to come back if he wants to. So now let's go on. Said another story today is about the fact that Arsenal decided against entering the transfer market to replace Thomas Partey, given he sustained the problem more than 24 hours before the transfer deadline. It's an indication that the club are confident of having him available in October. So yeah, Thomas Partey, don't forget he has picked up an injury, and we told you that the injury could be a injury that could keep him out for months. But now we are being told it's not going to be months. It could just be probably just 1 month, and we will have him out for September and back in October. So that's the situation at the moment. It was not part of the Ghanaian squad that played some AFCON qualifiers recently in this international break that we're still on at the moment. But he is one that could be part of us again come October, because the injury is not supposed to be a too serious one. So we just hope that, well, it's been, as you can see, that we are having reports also that it could be at least 6 weeks. So that could be 1 month plus a few days. But I feel it's not going to be up to that, because the reports that Arsenal don't want to bring in with the kind of role he plays at Arsenal, very very important player for us. I don't think Arsenal would want to bring in uh a player for him if Arsenal won't want to bring a player for him when they know he's going to be out for long. So let's see if he's not going to be out for long, because but he's of course a player that will really miss if he's out for long. But he's staying at the club, and we can just hope that. Don't forget, we already told you that Gary O'Driscoll is leaving Arsenal after 15 years to become the head of sports medicine at Manchester United, and begins his new role on Monday. So don't forget, we have reported this on its channel for a while now, and now it's happening. Yes, this guy is leaving our club. Oh, it's not a good thing. Of course, he has been an Arsenal, top staff for a while now. I've always been saying anytime we have a medical, for a new player, he's always there, and he has been there for a while. So to have him away now is not something that you love to see, of course. And oh my God, he's joining Manchester United. I can't believe it. I would have preferred him joining another club. He's joining Manchester United. I don't understand, but I'm not happy about it. If you ask me, I just feel that it's not the best. I would love to see him, part of our team for the long possible period of time. So, but of course, there's certain things you can control, and Gary O'Driscoll is actually leaving Arsenal. That has been confirmed already. So, but there's nothing that could be done already. It's signed. It just stayed. It's been confirmed for a while now, but it stayed because Arsenal wants him to supervise the transition period, with a new doctor in charge to help players. Players injury management, and also you know player fitness is something very, very important for a football club, because when you have, no matter the number of players you have, if you don't, if you're able to manage them very well or treat them very well, in the right way and the right system, then you're going to have all sorts of problems. So definitely that's why Arsenal asked him to stay behind for a while more, so that he will oversee the transition period that will see us have a new doctor at Arsenal. So the new doctor, of course, the name has not been publicly announced. Of course, not a new signing like a football player, but we know Arsenal have put that in place. So Gary Odrizzo is leaving Arsenal for Manchester United. So yeah, what's our top latest stories we have surrounding Arsenal? And today we are told that Arsenal winger is only behind, Bukayo Saka is our star boy. He's not the face of England, if not the face of the English football in general. So, but he's now only behind Vinicius Junior at Real Madrid and Erling Haaland of Manchester City. His stocks continues to rise every season. I'm so happy that we have this guy with us. Look at him. Vinicius Junior is 250 million pounds. Erling Haaland is 250 million pounds, and Bukayo Saka, our star boy, 200 million pounds. So it's good to see we are having our a really top talent on our ends here, and it's things, of course, you can enjoy or love to see. So as Arsenal fans, we can be very, very happy that this player has decided to join us, from academy for a long while now. Someone that would be out for long, in the top stage of the world, and we can be very, very happy about that. So, who are our top scorers so far this season? Who are our top scorers? Who are our top scorers? We have and Edin Ketso and also Gabriel Jesus. Let me tell you something, right? Gabriel Jesus was on injury, but now he's back. So back and better because he was able to score that fantastic goal against Manchester United, whereby he swiped. We don't know the goal, the way it happened. Diego Dalot was absolutely emulated, and it's still love to serve as Arsenal fans because we were chasing the game up until the 90 minutes plus when Declan Rice were able to score a very nice chested ball. Then he was able to shoot it to the right of Andrew Nana, who was unable to stop the ball from entering the post. Yes, it might have been helped by a little deflection, but that's not our business. We are having 2-1 game. Then we had Ebe Jesus coming on as a substitution, you know, and scoring a marvelous goal. His first game back is and a top goal. These things are things you love to see. We are so happy to have Gabriel Jesus with us and playing in that kind of form. Is just something that you want to see more of that. So definitely Gabriel Jesus is back and in a good form, and we just hope to see more of him. And of course, as we enter even into other top competitions like the Champions League and other top competitions, that we want to feature in this season, apart from the Premier League. So, what are some top stories do we have today? Yes, this man again is being talked about, and now the reports are saying that Arsenal are in contact with Sporting Lisbon over the transfer of defender Osman Diomande. So that's by Punch Drunk Arsenal. He said that the player could be coming in for 30 million. Wow. Well, about the source itself, I'm not quite sure, but I know for sure that is a deal that Arsenal might want to pursue because the player himself is a player that could feature well for Arsenal in terms of our backup. We would have William Saliba, Given Magales, Rob Alden has been let go. Kieran Tierney has also gone on loan. So of course, Jurrien Timber is out on injury, and we need defensive backup. We need defensive, you know, uh, recruitment. So let's see if Arsenal will work on that for the January transfer window. But Fabrizio Romano confirmed that Arsenal were not pursuing that deal, in the summer, despite reports saying otherwise. But Fabrizio Romano is of opinion or confirming that the player was not pursued by summer, this last concluded one, but he is a player Arsenal are looking at and are actually interested in. So about the interest, it's fair to say because the player, of course, would give Arsenal the quality depth in terms of the centre back, and is a player being chased by not just Arsenal but other top European clubs, including Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Real Madrid. They are all interested in this player. Liverpool. So Arsenal need to act fast if we want to get this player, as soon as possible. So Osmane Diomande is a man in demand. Let's see how that develops in the coming days and the coming weeks, you know, as we get on. So, do you feel we still need to buy a new defender, or do you feel that Arsenal are okay with the current crops of defenders we have at the clubs, including the likes of William Saliba, Jurrien Timber, the likes of now, there's a man that has been criticized for a while now. Okay, so there's a man that's been criticized now for a while now, and it's no surprise. Kai Havertz is being criticized for a while now. Everybody's criticizing him. How? He's not being able to hit the ground running, of course, definitely. But yesterday against France, he came on and was able to do one or two things. So we have his stats today. He was able to have this kind of gameplay against France. And yeah, let's go. They said on in that game against France when he came on, he played 25 minutes only, but he had 70 touches, 8 passes, 2 duels won, 1 clearance pass into the final third, and was fouled once. One big chance created and 1 assist. Of course, he was one that made that assist for Leroy Sané, which he finished with his left foot to give Germany a goal. So definitely, I think this guy just needs to be worked on. He could prove to be a player that could, be a better player in terms of adapting to Arsenal and also entering into our style of play properly. So it's not all players, of course, that join a new team that integrates very very fast. So probably this guy just need more time. We saw glimpses of his talent and quality, world class potential at Bayer Leverkusen when he was still a younger player before he joined Chelsea, and of course probably he has lost his confidence at the English Premier League side, Chelsea. So Ateta is now identify the player as a player I can work on and reignite his confidence back. So let's see what's going to happen for the his future. But definitely is a player that could come back to be a top one for Arsenal and play at the top level. So maybe just need some time. The assist he showed us yesterday against Germany was one that is probably one that showed us again what is capable of doing if given a chance to. So let's just hope and see if it can improve and get better for our team as time goes on. So William Saliba was there with him, of course. The French defender, and he was unable to stop him properly though. But we know that he is being friendly. We know how top and how good this player is. So was but what the player said about his difficult. The player himself has spoken, and that's what I want to show you now. What has he said today about his difficult start at Arsenal? So Kai himself has spoken out. So let's listen to what he has had to say. He says, "I'm sorry, I mistakenly clicked out of that definitely." Says, sure, something like that keeps you busy, but I have often had a phase and then you only often see the negative. It's not the first club where I start again. Of course, you want to succeed as soon as possible, but I know that there are such phases. I'm trying to approach it relaxed. Well, I think this is the right mentality to this because the fans, of course, we will give him pressure, to see him, better in the performance in terms of we want him to play as a proper attacking midfielder. But of course, factor is time is a factor. So that's why he's saying right now that it needs to restart. And it's not the first club he's doing that we will see the best of him. But personally, is approaching this situation in a relaxed manner. So of course, with Evert, we end today's Arsenal top stories for you, the transfer news we have for you. So um you can just subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss latest Arsenal stories. We will be sharing again on this channel. So let's wish Kai Evans the best of luck as he aims to improve and also get back to his best and is able to show us glimpses or even more clearer picture of what he can offer to us in the Arsenal midfield and in Arsenal in general. So we wish him the best of luck, and until we meet again in our next video, I say that your boy is out.